Hello, my name is Richard Espinor, and today is April the 10th, 2022, a Sunday. So, this is my point of view. I mean, what else can I give other than my point of view? I can't give in no other point of view other than my own. That's all I can do. I like to just give out some of the basics. So, I'm 73 years old. I have been married, and I do have two adult biological daughters and one biological son. My firstborn biological daughter is from former wife number one. My biological son is from former wife number two. And my young biological daughter is from former wife number three. So I've been married, I'm divorced. I've been divorced for a very long time. And what I would like to talk about and present is the different kinds of subjects or topics that I'm interested in. So, sexuality is one of them. Human sexuality. Of course, these are generalizations, these are broad topics that cover quite a lot. So, human sexuality is number one. Music, number two. Definitely music. And then I like the cinema, movies, and I'm also interested in all the background information about movie making, filmmaking. And I also like dance. So these particular art forms like music, cinema, or drama, dance, I find very, very interesting. Now, I've seen some of the YouTube videos on YouTube, of course, and some of them are very interesting. I've looked at the reaction videos, which I like very much. Well, what I find interesting about these reaction videos is that many of these people that are reacting to a particular song that I remember when I first heard it in the 1960s or the 1970s. Of course, if you're 20 years old and you hear a song that might not be so recognizable, like Chicago, which was a very popular band that came along around 1968. It was originally called Chicago Transit Authority, but I think their first album came out in 1968, I believe, or at least by 1969. And this was something interesting because you had a rock beat with a trumpet, an alto saxophone, and a trombone. So you had those three horn players. And it just made for a very interesting sound. You also had a group like Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And there were other groups. I think there was a group called Tin Wheel Drive, I believe. But there were other bands that came along during this period of time around 1968, 1969, 1970, 1971, 1972, 1973, where you had a rock beat, and then you had horns, trumpet, trombone, alto saxophone, or tenor saxophone. So that's something that was very popular during that period of time. Now I'm going to be moving back and forth between what I'm talking about and move from one topic to another, what I find interesting. Let me mention right now that human sexuality, I'm heterosexual. So I'm attracted to and interested in sexual relations with a biological heterosexual woman. That's what I find sexually appealing to me. But that's me. That's why I call this my point of view, because that's all I can do. I find the videos that are made by Dr. Lindsay Doe very, very interesting and very informative. A lot of great information from her. She's a sexologist, and I'm not sure if she's a medical doctor or a psychiatrist. I mean, a psychiatrist is a medical doctor. But she has a lot of information, Dr. Lindsay Doe. And I can't remember all the different reaction videos that I've seen on YouTube. Many that I find interesting. Another type of YouTube videos that I find interesting is this young woman named Gabby Hernandez, who talks about the different kind of horror movies that she likes, and she has a whole library of different films that she talks about, and all the different VHS tapes that she has in her catalog, and I find it very interesting. Although I don't think she's been posting recently. And for some reason, she changed her channel from Gabby Hernandez to Gabby Zombie. Well, that's okay. But the kind of horror movies that I like, I listened to, I watched the Universal horror films that came out from the 1930s and 1940s, which I like very much. Frankenstein, 1931. Most people remember the actor who played the creature, which of course is the late Boris Karloff, who passed away a long time ago. He was in his early 40s when he played the creature, Frankenstein's creation. But most people don't remember who the actor who played Dr. Frankenstein in the movie. Who was the actor? Well, it was an actor from England, but most people don't remember his name. But he's the one that played Dr. Henry Frankenstein. Although when Mary Shelley wrote the book in the early 1800s, the doctor's name was Victor Frankenstein. In the movie version, they changed his first name from Victor to Henry. Well, not really important. But yes, that's one of my movies that I do like, from 1931. It's hard to believe how many years have passed since 1931. Amazing. I mean, we're in the year 2022, and this is April the 10th, 2022, right now that I'm doing this recording. Of course, if anybody does watch this video, who knows what the date will be. But 2031 is not that many years away. It's not that long from now. So, yes, that's one of my favorite films, the Frankenstein movie from 1931. And if you don't remember the actor that played Dr. Frankenstein, his name is Colin Clive. Colin Clive. So, yes, music is definitely one of the topics that I like, because I create my own music. I mean, I was first introduced to a style of music called cool jazz. My father bought, in the year 1956, my late father, Richard Espinor Sr., bought an RCA Victor high-fidelity record player in 1956 when I was 7 years old, and I listened to a recording of the Dave Brubeck Quartet with that great alto saxophone player, Paul Desmond. That light, airy, lyrical alto saxophone player. Great jazz alto saxophonist. And his mellow style was just wonderful to listen to. Of course, the different styles of jazz changed in the 1960s. And in the 1970s, you had fusion, was called jazz fusion. So that was interesting. But my favorite style is cool jazz from the 1950s. Chet Baker, trumpet player, Jerry Mulligan, a baritone saxophone player, Paul Desmond, alto saxophone player, Bill Evans, a piano player, all these great artists, Miles Davis, a trumpet player, John Coltrane, tenor saxophone player, these wonderful artists, Paul Chambers, upright bass player, wonderful sound. I truly like that sound, that cool jazz sound. So I know I'm going from one topic to the other, but I'm trying to talk about the human sexuality, music, cinema, drama, and dance. So I definitely do like the music that you dance to, which of course the different countries that have the different musical styles that are very popular. Like in the United States of America, here in the United States of America, we had big band swing, which was popular in the 1930s, boogie woogie in the 1940s, wonderful dance style music. And then, of course, you've got the Cuban salsa and Puerto Rican salsa, which is a dance style music. And in Brazil, you have the bossa nova and the samba. Those particular rhythms, wonderful music to dance to. But you got, dance styles that are very popular from other countries too. So let me go toward drama. So one of the one of the television series that I do like is Charmed. Of course, you've got Shannon Doherty, who played Prudence Halliwell, Holly Marie Combs, who played Piper Halliwell, and Alyssa Milano, who played Phoebe Halliwell. A great television series that aired from 1998 until 2006, which I still enjoy watching that series. But there's a lot of I'd like to talk about, but I think I'll just end the talk at this point. So hope you enjoy what I'm talking about, and maybe come back again and visit.